my fear came to reality. I know it was a bit of a roller coaster. I'm psyched where we ended up. Hey guys, it's Morgan coming back to another video about the 300Xc that I blew up on the Highland Cycles Death March this year. This poor little thing did this. And then eventually quit running when it blew the O-ring out the head, out the side. Anyway, it stopped finally, but if you haven't watched the teardown video, make sure you do. Because amazingly enough, it was not that bad. I cannot believe it. Now, obviously, everything on here got super, super hot. The motor got so hot. Let me show you this over here. This plastic clutch cover melted. So, yeah, so that's no good. We're going to just take that thing off for now. I have another one that, because I really do like these Enduro Hog clutch covers, but I guess they don't hold up to a skrillion degrees. No big deal. Pretty funny. So anyway, I am now going to just put a top end in this bike. Now, I actually had some great ideas of just not even doing a new piston, just doing a ring, or not even a ring, just putting the thing back together and see if it runs. I bet it would have, but this top end already has 160 hours on it. So it was time anyway. I'm not gonna keep running it because I don't want to break a piston skirt. I've done that in the past by running them too long, so we're not gonna do that. But we are gonna do a few other things special. So one thing we're doing is we're replacing this radiator because in a previous situation, I did that to it. I bent it back, but the Bulletproof Designs guards kept it from demolishing it. So super happy about that. So we're gonna take that off. We've got a T-piece, a Samco hose kit T-piece to go into here. And then we're using an Athena top end. I'm really excited about this. This comes with everything you need. Piston, gaskets, top end bearing, everything. So I'm excited about that. I've never used one of those before, so see how that goes, see how it fits. Should be good. And yeah, let's get after it. Gonna start by taking the radiators off of this, both sides, because we gotta get that T-piece out. And actually the bottom of the T-piece fell out. Sorry, I'm just looking at something here, making sure I'm not missing something that I should be replacing. I thought I saw more melted stuff. Anyway, the bottom of the T-piece came out. I don't know if I still have it. I showed it in the other video. It just melted and fell out. So I also have new water pump impeller and gasket because that's plastic too, and I'm sure it's warped. So yeah, let's get to taking things apart. Oh, no worries. So I'm probably gonna save this one because it's straight and it's just that's been up, and I've got friends with the radiator shop that I think can get that straightened out for me. So that'll be a good spare. All right guys, all of you who watch the channel frequently know how much I crash. Look at that. That is a testament to Bulletproof Designs radiator guards, and the other one. Like crazy how straight these things are. Boom, there we go. So the other piece threads up in here. This is the stupidest design ever. The Samco kit is a million times better. So yeah, it threads up in here and it just melted and unthreaded anyway. So there we go. All right guys, here is the Samco hose, T-hose. Super sweet silicone hose, so you know that's yay good, whatever. I don't really care that much about the silicone part, but this being all one piece and not plastic is huge. And then it's a nice stainless steel fitting that comes down through the thing. So I honestly have not installed one of these on these bikes yet, so I'm gonna see how this goes. I think I'm gonna be able to just probably go from the other side to be able to push it in. I'll show you. I think I should be able to just go in like that. yeah, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna get crafty here and do some pushing and see if we can't get that sucker down in there. I think we will. One way or the other, we're gonna get that into the frame. All right, guys, got it in there. It worked exactly like I thought. It was on the other side, but I pushed the bottom down in. I had to reach up here and guide this through so it would come down through. And then I folded this side like this and shoved it in again from the other side. It will work from this side too, but we're good. Now that is good. Now let's get our new radiator here on the left and radiator brace on. And then we have a fan kit. Yes, hopefully avoid this all again that we're gonna put on that right side radiator. All right, guys, now it is time to put our fan onto our right radiator because you don't want to put this on first, the radiator on first, because then you got to take it right back off. Because the way the brackets work on these, they go on both sides of the thing. So there you go. If you guys are watching the channel for very long, you know that I don't like the temperature controller, the thermostat thing on the Tusk stuff. I really don't. It's honestly not good. But they have this big notice talking about don't pull, tug, whatever. I have a feeling that if you handle it a little carefully as you install, it's okay to bounce the bike off or whatever. But if you get any pulling on the wires, you cause problems, because the second one I put on mine was fine. Never had a problem with that. But there definitely were problems with the other one. So, all right. So here's our right side radiator. This is going to go like this. And it's pretty sweet. Everything lines up really good. And the holes are oval a little bit, so you can move it up and down. And then if you guys know anything about these with big tank, this bolt causes problems, so we're gonna fix that. Also, quick shout out to OmniWall again, guys. I cannot recommend this wall system anymore. There's no way I can recommend it higher. It is so good. Shelves are amazing. Hangers are amazing. Lights. Got these magnetic lights. They're so freaking cool. They're rechargeable. It's seriously so cool. There's a link in the description, guys, that you guys can save some money. I don't make a penny, not a dime. I don't want to make a dime. They sent me this for free, and they're actually sending us some stuff for the shop to fix Zach's whole wall up, which is going to be rad. And then I've got some other stuff for my suspension wall that I have yet to install, but so good, so good. And yes, this is still a mess, but that's because I'm in the midst of getting this motorcycle back together. So yeah, big fan of the organization that provides. All right, now let's take this thing over and get it mounted up. All right, guys, so we got this on. The astute of you would probably notice that I put this on the wrong side. Put it on the other side of the radiator. Yeah, that's what happens when you're filming and what, anyway. So I got it on the right side of the radiator, correct side of the radiator now, so we're all good. So I moved that nut, left that one zip tight. Anyway, so we're all good. We've got thread locker on everything. We got the new hose kit, nice and tightened up. Everything's happy there. So now let's start working on this top end. So we've got to get this gasket out of here and clean that up. And then we're gonna take this piston off. Actually, I'll take the piston off first. So gonna go grab a pick, and we're leaving that towel in there so that the snap ring doesn't fly into the bottom of the cases. Then we gotta split the cases, or at least flip it upside down anyway. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. Guys, I wanna show you something. So this got hot. Piston got hot. You know, you can see all that. This got blue. This got hot, but it's pretty shiny. Let me go show you the top of the connecting rod. It's honestly unbelievable how shiny and oily that is. It definitely got warm, but it is shiny. There's no scoring. Guys, that is a massive win for 40-to-1 Motor X. Massive. All right, guys, we're gonna use our Tusk gasket scrapers. I'm just gonna touch that thing up, make sure there's no high points, get all the gasket off of that base gasket. We'll put a new base gasket on. Then we're gonna start putting this top end together. All right, that's clean enough. It's smooth across the top. There's like a little bit of green left. I'll show you. Yeah, and by the way, all you guys are yelling about my dirty whatever. I pressure washed the crap out of this thing without the tank and everything on. This stuff is baked on, so it's not falling into the bottom. And enough stuff fell in the bottom, whatever. This is not going to be what damages this motor. I'm not 100% sure this is all gonna work out anyway, so maybe taking it back out. But anyway, I got all the little high points off. There's nothing there. You don't have to get that down shiny, shiny, shiny. It's nice if you can, if you got the Scotch-Brite or whatever. I don't have that here. But you don't have to, because a lot of people run 2 base gaskets anyway. So as long as you got 1 good base gasket on there that's nice and squished, you'll be just fine. So now I'm gonna go grab the piston. Actually, I'm gonna put this towel back into the motor and go grab the piston and circlips, and we're gonna get that piston on there. Actually, before I do that, let's see what the ring looks like inside the cylinder. All right, we've got a piston from Athena. And someone was asking if this was cast or forged, and I think this is cast. They make a forged and a cast version, but I'm pretty sure this is cast. Which I like better, honestly. Forged ones, you gotta let them warm up more. But I'm definitely more of a cast fan. So let's see, make sure that fits. That's happy. No, I'm not gonna find out what the freaking clearance is. I mean, the piston and cylinder, it's fine. I am gonna check in gap though. And I'm also gonna check this thing down the cylinder and see if we have any big gaps on the sides. So I'll tell you right now, the end gap looks good. This is a B piston. And guys, what I'm doing is I'm looking around the edge of the ring to make sure there's no big gaps. There's not. There's maybe, no, actually looks perfect. There for a second I thought maybe I saw some, but guys, this looks amazing. I'm honestly blown away. So, all right, guys, we got our power valve stuff here. You and I are going to be learning together. Honestly, forget exactly how I pulled it out of here. So, but I think I remember everything. And either way, we're going to figure it out. So it's not, it looks a little more complicated. And yes, there's a little bit of surface rust on this because the guy that vapor blasted this for me put it in a bag, and I honestly forgot to pull it out and like grease it or lube it. So yeah, there's a little bit of that on there, but no big deal. But it does mean that it's not stainless. So I'm gonna put some lube. There's some bearings in here. There's bearings in here and here. So you wanna make sure you lube that. And then there we go. So we got O-rings. We're working on the left side here. So we'll put an O-ring there. Lube that up with this Z-Max lube. I really like this stuff, guys. I don't make any money. I got zero affiliation with them, but I like it because it goes on really light and thin and with aerosol, but then it sets up as a grease. So we'll slide that out of the way. All right, guys, got these little dudes. All right, guys. This is proving to be definitely a little bit more complicated than I thought, but we're gonna figure it out. Guys, so I've got this right part figured out, so at least starting to. So check this out. So put the shaft through. We'll figure this out here in a bit. Like, I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna have a feeling it's gonna be sort of like, these tumblers are closed when that is aimed. You'll see. This is gonna get easier here in a second. So this piece has those little grooves that match up with that. We're gonna go in like that. And then this has that like flat spot there. And that fits, I'll show you. So that knob fits down into that groove. I have all the bolts, obviously. I'll show you this all together here in a second. So that goes like that. And the power valve's closed. Then, as the valve opens, it's gonna come up. So the flapper goes up to its full extent, and then the actuator, because remember it's got an electronic actuator over here. So this is your stop to keep it from, you know, to hold it at the right height, which I didn't change. I'm not changing any of it. Closed is all the way back like that, tight against, and that has the flapper all the way down. It's hard to see, but it is. Then as the actuator turns this like that, it's gonna raise that flapper there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got the flapper all the way open, and then as we go further open, it opens the tumbler on the side. So there's not, I think it might be really hard to mistime these things. You want to get this last tooth into this last gap here with this down. And see this, I'll show you guys, when this closes, it gets to a point and then it can slide over that nubbin and close all the way, right? And then that doesn't move, the tumbler stays where it is because it's in that groove as it opens until it hits these teeth, and then boop, it opens it. So, and yeah, unfortunately, it is all a little bit gritty on this. You can hear it, but that will go away. And again, if this was a customer's bike, it never would have sat this long and it would have been fine. But since it was mine, it shoved it in the corner. But we're all good. I hope you guys can see how that works. And this, like I said, this, so it's, when that closes, I was wrong about the power valve. So when this closes all the way, this lock nut hits this piece and stops it from going any further and closing that power valve any further. So, like I said, I'm not changing it because I like the bike. I liked the way the bike runs. So there we go. It's really, honestly, pretty simple setup. You can see. Let me put take this off. I have to run down to my shop and grab some stuff because I forgot the bolts for the power valve cover because I'm a moron. So yeah, anyway, not bright, that's okay. I have 3 of them missing and 3 of them here. So yeah, we'll go get those real fast. And then the other thing we have to do is we have to get the bolts and keepers in here, bolts in here, here, and get that all together. So I'll be right back. We'll bolt it all up and I'll show you how it works again. All right, guys, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, these are all the bolts that hold all the power valve together, but so that everything stays where it needs to go, I'm going to take our 1184 from 3Bond, and we're gonna put it all around all of this, put that together, and then we will fasten up all the rest of the stuff. Because I can get, I'll show you, you can get this piece down in there like that. So you can see it'll go in. And the reason those aren't clean is because my vapor blaster guy, those are too small and too lightweight. He'll just blow them across the cabinet. So that's why they're not already in there. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna let that sit over here, tack up a little bit. Guys, there's a little indent in the drum. You gotta get that right so it'll line up and go in there. Guys, that's another way you know you'll have it timed all correctly, because if that carve out's there and there at the same time, you're good. All sits like that, okay? So that's up. This is against that. That's the stop again there. And the tumbler little nub is inside this thing. So then as the power valve opens, it comes like that. That opens the flapper until you can see right there the teeth engage. And then it opens the tumblers and then back. Pretty sweet system if you ask me. Going to install our cover. We've got, these unfortunately just did not get washed, but whatever. Oh well. All right, guys, here is the head. You can see it's not even perfect. He vapor blasted the crap out of this thing, and it was so disgusting, but we're good. I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that it's okay. So, but yeah, gonna go ahead and so guys, here's a little tip. You wanna put this on first. O-ring, it goes down in. Then this goes in, and this is where you want to do this first, because I think I have another video where I showed a customer, he tried to do it all together and he broke his cylinder because he didn't have this lined up inside there, right? And anyway, it was a sad day for him. Very expensive day. So do that first. Doesn't matter where it goes around. And I can say I'm pretty excited about the Athena kit because already I see that it comes with all new crush washers, which is good because mine got so hot, I believe they are completely flat. So I'm gonna go put this on, I'll be right back. My fear came to reality. I'm bummed out. So the last time I overheated a KTM this bad, when I went to tighten down the bolts for the head, they stripped. And that's exactly what just happened right now. So, this is now getting real close to the end of this video, but I'm gonna pull that off and I'm gonna see if there's enough meat. The last time, there was just enough meat to get the do a helicoil. I have no idea. I doubt it because everything. So hang on. All right, guys, let me show you. See that right there? That's the aluminum from the cylinder. I think I can. Just change the temper from getting so hot. Let's grab that cylinder and take a look. I think we're out of luck though. Let's take a look here, guys. There's no way. It's so close to the cylinder. There is no way I'm going to be able to do that. Not without compromising the cylinder. So yeah, guys, I don't think there's any way. That right there, the distance to the O-ring is just too short. It's actually almost like looks different between some of them. Yeah, I think that means a new cylinder, which I really can't afford right now. But we're gonna make it happen. We'll make it happen. There you go, guys. Replace your T-hose early. Leave the fan on your motorcycle. It's all my fault. It's not KTM's fault. Well, KTM shouldn't have put that plastic hose or plastic T-piece on there, but I'm not blaming KTM. This is all me, 100% me. Probably if I'd left the fan on there, it would have been fine. Also, if I had just changed the T-piece, it would have been fine. Either way, my mistake. So, it's gonna be an expensive one. Make sure you guys subscribe because I need to earn some money here on YouTube. I'm just kidding. I mean, subscribe anyway because you want to see how this goes, right? Because I'm still not doing a crank. I'm still not doing any other seals, so we could find all kinds of more stuff wrong. And that would be interesting and fun and all that good stuff. So, yeah, anyway, I love you guys. We will see you on the next one. Wait, what? Video's not over? No, it is not over. We're not done yet. We're going to give this thing a shot. We got some helicoils. We got the cylinder down here. We're at the shop. We got all the right tools. Before you jump in and yell at me for not using a time cert. Time certs are actually a little bit bigger than a helicoil. Not much, honestly, but a little bit. And there's not a lot of meat between here and the groove. And I want to try the helicoil. And quick note, I actually used helicoils on my 2018 when it was still a 250. I overheated that in a mud race, and the cylinder did the exact same thing. It stripped all the holes out, and I used helicoils on that thing, and it was totally fine. So that's what we're doing. Let's dive in and see if we can't get this thing fixed. All right, guys, to start, because I don't want to take the power valve and everything back out of this thing, I'm going to take some tape, and I'm going to tape up all the holes, all the ports, so I don't get shavings down inside there. Now, yeah, there's going to be some shavings probably in the cooling system and all that. Whatever. I don't care. It'll be fine. I'm mainly concerned about having it in the power valve. I'm going to start with one of the holes that all the threads already got stripped out and see if I can do it without actually putting the drill in there, because the drill is one of those wild card situations where if you get it off a little bit, you can really screw up the whole situation. And since I don't have a mill or anything to chock this thing up, I'm going to try to do it without doing that. Now, I do have a machinist friend. I could go get this thing done by a bad to the bone machinist, but we're going to give it a shot here because I think we can do it. Now I'm going to chalk this thing up. Very lightly chalked in here, so I'm not squishing anything, but it won't move. We're good. All right, so this is one of the ones that does not have any threads left in it. We're going to try to be real careful here. All right, now I'm gonna back it out, blow those chips out of the way. I just don't want to put any undue pressure on this thing. Go any deeper than I have to. I don't want to take any chances. Both financially and the fact that I can't buy these things right now, so. So, let's see. And it has created a little bit of a raised bit right there. I think we can, well, I know we can sort that out one way or the other. We'll surface that. I think I have a, looks good so far. See if we can break this tang and get it out of there. All right. Let me show you something here though, guys. One little imperfection. You can see, I think you guys can see. Focus. So yeah, right there, it pokes into that groove, but I think we're gonna be okay. I think I can get in there. This file, and we can file that back. O-ring will go into that groove just fine. The other concern is they need to make sure that this is round, because like this is good because the head insert fits down in there now. So we'll have to do a little work there. Yeah, that'll be good, because these O-rings, guys, are all the machinists and perfectionists are freaking out right now that I'm doing this across the top of this. But this is a flat. From here to here is flat. And so if I set it here and just kind of go easy on it, I take the, you can see, I really didn't do anything to the outside of this. And I just took down that high spot. So now we'll keep working on that. So, all right. I'm going to keep going. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to put this freaking thing together, and this is going to run. All right, guys, this is the last one. I'm not in love with how this all looks, but, you know, it is what it is. So we're going to run it. We're going to try to run it. We'll see. You know, with luck, it's all going to work. I got a lot of cleaning up to do, but let me show you. You see, it blew that side out. Like other one, it's funny. These holes, not all the exact same position from here, because this one took way more of it out. This one less. And yes, I'm doing this by hand and not on a mill and with a machine and all that stuff. But you can see the difference in the distance from the inside. So got a lot of cleaning to do, smoothing this thing out. And then I'm going to do a test fit here on the bench and make sure I can torque the spec and make sure it looks like it's all going to be good. Really big concern is getting this rim down into this groove. That is the issue with these things. They're not, they're blown out a little bit. So I got to make sure I clean that up really good and make sure they're not sticking in at all, because that's a tight fit. And I think if I can get that and I can torque these things down, this thing's gonna be good to go. So I'm gonna check all that stuff. You guys don't need to watch me do that. It's pretty simple. I'm just gonna put it all together, put it down, try to torque it to spec, which is like, I don't know, 20 foot-pounds, 15, I don't know. I gotta figure that out for these, and then, yeah, hopefully we're good. And then we'll put this thing together and see if it runs. All right, guys, we are back home. It's late at night, and we're gonna put this thing together. I am super happy with how this turned out. Check it out here. Boom. Hold on. Everything looks so freaking good. The holes turned out perfect. I was able to flatten everything out with the file. I was able to file down the inside with the groove. Anyway, yeah, super freaking stoked about that. Really happy about that. So I'm gonna put you guys down. I'm gonna go slide this cylinder on, and then we're gonna start putting things together, and I'll, yeah, we'll get this thing running. By the way, put a little bit of lube on the cylinder. It's just that same Z-Max stuff. Two-stroke oil, actually probably a better choice, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Just a little bit of something so you slide it together and it doesn't get all jacked up. But guys, I know you're a long way back there. One of the things I absolutely love about this new power valve design is that you can just put the base nuts on it. Like, there's nothing in the way. It's so nice. Electronic power valve, big thumbs up from me because it hasn't failed yet. All right, guys. 19.9 foot-pounds is what they call for, which is something else in Newton meters. 27 probably Newton meters. So 27 Newton meters. Here we go. This is the real test of these things. Now, before I left the shop, I torqued them at 15 foot-pounds because I didn't have the information yet on how big. Anyway, so I torqued them at 15. They felt good. So now let's see if they'll hold up to 19 or almost 20. All right, guys, so here we go. 27 Newton meters. And for people who've been watching this channel long, yeah, it's tough for me to use a torque wrench on two-stroke cylinder head because I normally don't. But I really want to test these to see if they're actually going to hold up. So, and if they don't, we'll be buying a cylinder. There we go. Woo! All of them torqued to spec. Yes, I'm feeling really, really good about this. So. Next things next. I think I'm going to hook up the wiring for the fan. I've already done a video on that, and you guys, whatever, it's Rocky Mountain ATV. It's super simple. Gonna hook the wiring up for that, get that on there, put the power valve covers on. And actually, before we do that, I'll put this cover on real fast, and I'll show you, hopefully, fingers crossed, that the power valve didn't move, the actuator didn't move since I did the process. If you guys didn't watch that process before, while the bike is off, you unhook the battery completely, unhook the ECU completely, and then you touch the positive and negative together, and that discharges the capacitor, and it's all the electricity out of the system before you take that thing off, and we should be able to just slide it right back on because it's in the currently it's in the fully closed position. All right, guys, here we go. So that's in the full close. You saw me push it closed. This is just where it was. And it lines right up. Boom. Everything lines up. So that, guys, is the key to these things, is unhook the battery, unhook the ECU, touch the two wires together, and then take it off. That way there's no possible way for it to move. Really happy with how that turned out. Now I'm gonna bolt everything back up. We'll get some coolant in it, hoses on it, wire up the fan. I'll show you what that looks like when we're done with it. Yeah, and then we'll be dangerously close. All right, guys. The impeller I broke it trying to get it off, but like this little brake and this little brake, that was from me just barely prying on it. So this thing is super compromised because of the heat. Very glad I got a new one of those. So they look like it's a two-piece thing. You can see. So we'll get that on there. Yeah, super happy. It took a ton of force to get it off of there, so it was basically glued. Water pump seal looks good, so we're gonna leave that. I have a new one. If we get a leak later, we'll take it, you know, we'll replace it. So I have a brand new one, but I just wanna see if this thing's gonna run. All right, guys, we got the fan all wired up. Actually, forgot, I gotta put some zip ties around here just to make sure it doesn't move. But I got everything tucked up. Here's the main wiring harness. Got that zip tied and up and out of the way. Got the cables, the throttle cable zip tied to the frame, everything to the frame, out of the way. If this hangs there, that's totally fine because it won't hit anything, but I might even put a zip tie on those cables just to make sure it doesn't move. We are trying out the Athena GT, or we're trying out the Athena Get battery now, so that should be cool. Honestly, the Tusk one has been brilliant, and I actually like the bolt situation on the Tusk better than the Athena. The Athena is more traditional. This one's got the, I'll show you. It's really, really cool. So it's got these that have holes in them, and it's got this little indicator, I don't know, whatever, position thing. So there's a little bump there, there's that, and so that goes like that, so you can bolt things here and here. Anyway, I really like that battery a lot, but Athena sent me this other one, so we're gonna try it out, give it a shot. I think we are good to set the tank on this thing. Still got to put the pipe and silencer on, so we're still a little ways off. All right, guys. I think we're about ready to hit the button. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I have not touched it yet. I haven't even bumped that button. I don't even know if it's going to, let's see if it's even going to, okay. So it's going to do something, which is good. And the lights are working, so that's awesome. Yeah, so we got coolant in it. I didn't drain the oil. I didn't check the oil. I'm assuming there's oil in it. I won't run it long enough for to be a big problem if there's not. I don't have a normal lift here yet. Really hoping to get one here in the next month. Well, just one of the Harbor Freight ones I can put a bike on and actually change oil here. It'd be a lot easier. Air filter, yes, it's a little dirty. No, it's not that bad that I can't start it. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Like I said, I got coolant in it. I got everything hooked up. Yeah, let's push the cold start. There we go. And here we go. See what happens. Promising. A little bit of smoke, but not too much. I like that. Oh yeah, guys, I'm running this Enduro 1 hard enduro long silencer. I know everybody's gonna jump on me for being like, oh, you like the short silencer. I do like the short silencer, but I wanted to try this for my buddy Ben, who owns First Truck Motorsports. That's his company, Enduro 1. I wanted to try it, and with that and the TSP cover, made a big change in how this runs. So yeah, it was good. We'll talk all about that in a video coming up. Let's see if the coolant, looks like the coolant's moving, it's already warming up. I gotta say, guys, sounds just like it did before. Sounds nice and rattly like this KTM always has. It doesn't sound any more rattly or any less rattly. Man, I think we dodged a bullet. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm not going to take this for a test ride on this video. The next video about this bike will be me riding it and actually beating on it and making sure that it's still got the same power it always did. If you're wondering, Spartan MX, really nice light. I like that light a lot. That's the 15 watt light, so it's low draw, not super bright, but it's pretty good. It's like our coolant is doing well, it's moving. I'm a happy, happy man. I like it. I'm gonna button this thing up, I'm gonna go to sleep. I love you guys, thank you for joining me for this video. I know it was a bit of a roller coaster. I'm psyched where we ended up. Yeah, I'm amped, dude. I am super amped, I love it. I love the fact that this actually worked out. I love the fact I was able to ride the thing out of the mountains to a road. Amped that I got up the nasty trail. Amped that I didn't really mess anything up. I'm amped that I was able to fix all 6 of those holes without screwing anything up. Doesn't look like it, at least. There's no coolant leaking. You know, and it's not blowing white smoke like a coolant. And the coolant's getting hot like it's supposed to. So, next thing to see is if it's got the same power. Obviously, I don't have a dyno. There's no way to know for sure if it's exactly the same. I doubt it is. It's probably a little lower than before, but it's okay. And yeah, make sure you subscribe too, because this bike I've decided is going to be the long-term review bike, man. We're going to run this thing. I'm going to try to make sure I keep it for at least 1,000 hours. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and tune in regularly, because we're going to be beating the crap out of this motorcycle. I'm stoked. Thank you guys. We will see you on the next one.